Okay, it's time. Let's talk about it. Now, before I get into this and start going absolutely bonkers about the Knicks since the OG Anunoby trade, I must put this last game into perspective. They were playing a Denver Nuggets team at home who just ended their 5-game road trip, which was a tough one on the East Coast that had some of the top teams in the East in it. That being said, this Knicks team looks serious. They've been 11-2 since the OG Anunoby trade, and since the video that I made about them last time, they're 6-2. And during this stretch, they've beaten teams like the T-Wolves, the Sixers, and the Nuggets. All of these games were blowouts, except for the one against the T-Wolves, which was their first game with OG on the roster. The two losses that they had were a little bit strange. They lost at home to the Magic and on the road to the Mavs. Now, the Magic are playing better than expected, but based on the teams that the Knicks beat already, you would kind of expect them to take care of the Magic too, especially at home. And then on the road to the Mavs, that's another Jekyll and Hyde type of team who kind of don't really know what they want to do with themselves. 1 minute they're competing for a top 3 spot in the West, and the next minute they're looking at a playing spot and possibly even out of that. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. So I think they might have caught them during their trying to be at the top of the West phase for the Mavs. But even with that, the Knicks have still looked pretty impressive. I didn't want to overreact to my last video, but based on what I saw, it was pretty exciting to see this team. But now that this has happened, and looking at this game in particular, it looks like the Knicks really might be on to something. Again, gotta temper your expectations. You gotta wait to see things through. 13 games, even though it's a lot of games, still a small sample size. We still need to understand, how they're going to play in a series together, how they'll gel when ultimately it doesn't work that well. There's going to be a time where maybe they don't just drop one, maybe they drop 2 or 3 in a row, or crazy things happen. A couple people have off nights, so I'm going to temper my expectations just a little bit. But right now, it looks like this team might have figured something out. The craziest part is the Knicks didn't even really go off like that. A lot of their superstars had really average games, and that's scary going forward. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the Knicks have the formula to make it further than they have in years? Or do you think that maybe it's just the spark of the new trade and they'll fizzle out by the time the postseason comes?